In every boardroom today, strategy decks are sharper, dashboards are richer, and AI tools are faster than ever. Yet, behind the polished numbers, many leaders are quietly running into fumes. Restless, restlessness, sleep foggy focus, a constant tension between ambition and exhaustion. The calendar says success, but body whispers this is not sustainable. This is silent cross roads where life upgrades either begin or burnouts are born. In a world of exponential technology, relentless growth, target targets, non-stoppable cybersecurity threats, and even ever complex strategic decisions, leaders who win the next decade will not just be smarter in the room; they will also be most embodied. Leaders whose bodies lead first, calm in chaos, clear in conflict, grounded in uncertainty, because when your nervous system is in survival, your strategy can never truly be in scale. Before we dive into the topic, let's have a small video about power of knowing. Our guest today, Dr. Priti Batra, has spent years helping professionals and leaders rewrite their relationship with their own body, turning it from silent passenger into primary instrument of manifestation, clarity, and upgraded living. Her work sits on the intersection of human energy, conscious intention, and practical change. Exactly as our four pillars drop on technology, cybersecurity, growth needs to be reimagined for this decade. Let's welcome Dr. Preeti Batra to our podcast and dive into the topic. Hi, ma'am. Welcome to our podcast. How are you today, madam?
All well, Prem Kumar ji. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Madam, a small intro because we've been having a small gap that we did not bring you onto the podcast. You've been here. This is the fourth time you are coming to our podcast, and we want you to be coming back and helping us in supporting our endeavor of sharing this knowledge. Your small intro would help to the audience, ma'am.
Yeah. So, thank you, audience, for being there. I'm Dr. Priti Batra, and I help CEOs and corporate leaders create their alignment with their own bodies, that somatic resonance with their own roles, so that they can lead with authority, with certainty, and with complete conviction in their bodies. Because when they lead with their bodies, their authority speaks, they feel that presence, and everyone listens to them.
Thank you for that, madam. Let's dive into the topic. Is first for an elite leader, what does it practically mean for a body to lead first before the mind and the calendar?
Yeah. So, when we talk about mind and calendar, I want to ask you a question, Prem Kumarji. That what do you think? Where does our mind stays in our bodies? What do you think?
Mind is in every cell, is what I think, madam, because you feel a sensation from your this one. There is a neural touch that happens onto your brain, and if you get hurt, there is a signal which is sent to the brain. So every part of the body is acting as a mind. So that's my take on it.
Absolutely. So that means that we are the integrated whole and we have been given a name. And this integrated whole is of 40 trillion nerve cells. And each cell has its own memory. It can store information based on our past experiences. It can retrieve the information based on the memories and belief patterns. So, whatever we are certain about, that manifests in reality. So, that means it is about your identity that you are creating with respect to your strategic role. So, when we talk about that bodies lead first, it's basically the nervous system or our bodies which are having their own minds. That means that each nerve cell is speaking something about that particular role, or maybe about that particular whatever decision you want to make. So, if in case a leader is thinking that let me take some more time in making this decision, so that means the body is sensing that there is lack of certainty. Or maybe in the chest, there will be some heaviness when you are about to take that decision, because maybe you have the fear of failure, which you're not realizing at that point in time. But your bodies are telling you that.
Madam, because most of the time we feel the body is getting tired. It does not mean that body is getting tired. Your brain is getting tired, so that it reflects on your body is what I am trying to get with what you are saying. And it is mostly controlled, right? So how do we explain the concept of hard-nosed CXOs who lives in Excel sheets, PL, and back board packs, not energy or resonance? Because everything is energy is what you started with, right? So how do we look at this pointer?
Okay, they will not understand the language of energy because they are so data driven. Now, let me ask you, if in case I'm talking to a CEO regarding this thing, I will definitely ask this question from them, that let's say the data or the strategy is not available for a particular decision that you want to take. Now, how will you decide when there is less information and you don't know the strategy? How will you decide? So when the CEO is most of the times they answer about their gut feelings, or maybe because of their past experiences they are taking that particular decision. Now let me ask, if in case you're talking about gut feeling, what is that gut feeling?
The gut feeling is always saying that I may fail, madam. That's the first pointer that comes in when anybody is asked anything. And as you rightly said, also past experiences also tell them that this may not work, this will work, and this is how it works. So they are fixed there only, and they are not trying to get the new things that are been done, and they have not envisaged or visioned that the new things can happen. So the way you have told in our previous episodes is that you need to make it as a decision tree that you believe that it is going to happen. Eventually if it fails also you'll find some paths, is what you've been telling. So the pointer that I would like to take from there is you need to look at how you feel at a certain decision and what is the preparation that you made for that decision to happen, not reference points. That's what I think is what you have been telling. So that's where I infer, Preeti ji.
Okay, yeah, what you're saying is absolutely right, but there is a certainty of a sentence that your body is running inside your mind. Okay, the whole nervous system is first looking for safety, whether this decision is safe for me or not. Okay, so am I safe? Or maybe if I'm not respected after taking this decision, maybe I don't belong to my organization if I'm taking this decision. So, what is the certainty of that emotion that is running inside your body? That is very, very important to be specified at that point in time, because we are now talking about identity upgrade. And whenever you have to move to the next level, whenever you want to make that upgrade, there will definitely be some dissonance in the body. Now, how to address that? That is more important here.
You are saying is that safety feature that you feel that you are safe is not there, and that is where you get into a kind of a chaos mode and you don't understand what exactly happens. Am I right in saying that, madam?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Can you share a story where one leader's life and career shifted that moment? They treated their body as a strategic asset, not a maintenance project. Because people run things like, I have to do this, this will work for this body will accumulate this, if I eat this is going to be good, and this I don't eat, it will not, it will affect me. And we have created a silo saying that we are fixed, that you should eat this, you should not eat this is what it is, this is not what it is. So
Yeah, sure.
how do
I will,
you
I
take
will,
that pointer,
I
sir?
will share a few stories here. The first one is of one of my clients who was a boardroom who was in her boardroom, sorry, and she had to address that meeting that day, and she got so emotional while addressing her past story that there was some tears in her eyes, and then she was feeling that, am I being vulnerable, or my body is reacting to my story, or something like that. So next time, she was refraining herself from telling that story in the boardroom whenever that meeting was there, whenever the other meeting was there. So she came to me and she asked me that I need to upgrade my identity from that emotional baggage. And then we upgraded the identity in terms of just removing that charge of that emotion from her body. Okay, there is an emotional charge because you just think about that, it is the thought is an impulse, the electric impulse which is going inside the body. Now as that impulse is running, there is a neurocircuit which gets switched on with the trigger. As you visit that memory lane, there is a trigger inside your body, and as that trigger switched on that particular memory, there is an emotional charge. So if you respond to that emotional charge, there is a possibility that the mind of your eyes will start feeling tearful. So this was one story. The another one was that one of my clients, he's a CEO of a reputed real estate company, and this person, whenever there was a big decision that he wanted to take, his body will always give him some signals, and he could not understand why that was happening. And then when he approached me, he asked me that it is very difficult for me to take this decision, because as I want to take this decision, which is a very big decision for my company, there is something which happens in that happens in my body. So I just asked him that, uh, have you tried listening to that thing? What is your body telling you? So then we attended that thought, which was the fear of failure, which was coming from his childhood memories, where his body felt safe in feeling incompetent. Okay, because that emotion was practiced so much so that body started feeling safe in that emotion. That was his safety emotion, feeling incompetent.
Now, what you are saying is, in childhood, this one, the decisions were more of a gut feel stuff, right? So, this is right, or this feels or makes me happy, so I am doing it. After certain age, we always have a reference point saying that if this is not happening, I think I am doing a mistake. Is it right? Is it is going to hurt whom? What is that? It will happen. So, but if that is happening in the childhood, that is always carried away, is what you are saying, and it is carried in showing in the adult stuff also, that the decision making is not clear, the way you talk is not clear, and you are not confident, all those things come in, right? So I think that's your body is the first board advisor what we can say, and most leaders just never learn to listen, is
Yeah,
what I
just a
think is.
second, just a second.
Yes.
Now, let me draw one line here. Okay. You're drawing
Hmm.
one line here. Okay. Next time, again, when you're drawing this line on the
Hmm.
same thing, So this imprint is going to be so strong that it might
Hmm.
tear this page, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happens with us, because during childhood we have learned some emotions. And as we grow up, our physical bodies grow. But only those emotions grow which we have practiced for a long period of time. So, if in case you feel that as a leader, I should not be showing myself, let my team go ahead.
Hmm.
So, somewhere down the lane, the body is not respecting visibility, it wants to hide. So, there are many leaders who are not willing to come ahead. So, there is a need to upgrade their identity because their body has learned the response of not being visible.
Got it. So I'll take one pointer here while you're talking. I've seen many leaders who don't want to talk at all, as you rightly said. They will prepare the decks, they will run it to you, but they will not come into the stage and do that. So they were fearing that I may fail. How will they, if I speak some words which are not right, it can hit. Now this there are so many high performance leaders, right? So they ignore their body saying and say this is not right, this is not correct, and they don't do anything. So what is the first wake up that they can do with that metric? And they should be paying more attention to getting out of that shell. What would be that, Pooja,
Okay.
Priti
First
ma'am?
thing first is Prem Kumarji, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Okay. So first, that beliefs are changeable. That awareness itself can change the scenarios for any leader. That whatever you are believing, it is just the emotional charge, nothing else. And if we remove that emotional charge, and if we install another emotion into the same thing in our bodies, definitely the another installed emotional charge is going to create the upgrade in the body, which is more important. Let's say if a leader feels that I'm hiding because of XYZ reasons. So there is a beautiful concept which I created, like a framework, SOUL. So, first thing is somatic awareness. You create that awareness in your body. Which body part is feeling that thing? Which body part is feeling that I need to be visible or I want to hide? Which is that body part? So, that is your protector body part. That is the protector organ which is protecting you. That is the reason it is feeling numbness or maybe tightness or maybe, some contraction inside the body. So, as there is some contraction in your body, or in case you feel that there is some pain or numbness anywhere, so you just need to be aware of that body part. That's the first step that a leader must take. And then observe that resistance. O stands for observe that resistance. What is that resistance? Why it is showing that kind of contraction inside my body? What is the reason? What is the belief? What am I thinking? And what is certain for me? Okay. So with your results, you can definitely ascertain that, okay, I don't want to uh, show myself in front of the people. In front of the people, probably this is my belief system which is inside my body. So you're observing that resistance from that protector body part. Okay. And then U stands for union. Now, instead of forcing that body part, look, it's okay, I need to use my willpower or force to do this thing, you are creating a unified union with that body part. So, when you are creating the union and you are just asking that protective energy, that can we partner together? And once you partner with that protector energy, you see the change and the upgrade in your body, because your body will feel safe in trying that visibility for the first time. So L stands for lead with resonance. So when your body resonates with your goals, they manifest.
What you're putting is the soul framework is very, very important. I think you will have to practice in such a way that things fall in place, because your soul has to be aligned to the request that you are asking so that it gets manifested, is what I'm trying to understand. And there is so many things that often we don't look at it. So in work, what are the early and often ignored signals that someone is out of resonance with their own body and life? Your views on?
Yeah. So if you talk about the early stages of your leadership, that means when you are getting a bigger role, how is your body reacting? Is it feeling heavy? Or you are accepting it wholeheartedly? Or you are feeling that enthusiasm in your voice, but not in your body? Because the body is not feeling safe in taking that role. That's the number one reason of burnouts. Because somatic resonance was not there when you took that role. So before you take that role, it is very, very important for you to address what belief is stopping you, because that belief is certain in your body. And when the certainty of that belief will show the evidence, you will feel that this is not happening for me. I knew that this role was not meant for me. So these are sentences that you start speaking. So at the early stage, when you are taking bigger roles, first create this somatic awareness within yourself. Then, second thing, if you think there is a confidence issue, let's say you feel that I'm not confident. So let me tell you one thing. You're confident about the sentence that I'm not confident. So confidence is not the issue because you're confident about this sentence, right?
No, I think
Similarly, yeah, similarly, when we talk about somatic resonance, there is a, very thin line between understanding which belief is driving me. Okay, say for example, if in case you feel that somewhere, someone around you is doing better than you, let's say. Okay, and just feel, I mean, if we can do this with our audience right now, I just want the audience to close their eyes and think about that one person who's doing better than them. And please close your eyes and think about that person who's doing better than them. Just think about that. Can you see some contraction in your body? Do you feel that contraction?
yes, ma'am. I
Yes?
do feel that.
Okay. Now do this again. Please
Mhm.
close your eyes. And now, from your end, just say, I'm happy for you. Think about the same person and just say, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Whatever you're doing is great work. I'm so happy for you. Now, do you feel the expansion?
Now, the pointer that we are seeing is whatever you have gained, you gain more. But I'm thankful or grateful for what you have achieved. So I think that's the statement that we are talking about.
Absolutely. Because you are now creating the resonance with the position, not with the person.
Hmm. I recall in our earlier sessions, what we did was one exercise where we say that we see two levels higher than us, and we say, "Great, you achieved something. You go to the next level. I will come to your level, or help me grow to your level, so that you grow to the next level and I also grow to your level." So we are saying, rather than saying I am jealous about where you are, I am saying you grow much faster and bless us to come to your stage at least. So that's the kind of gratitude or the awareness that we should be saying, that whatever you say, what I also understand from the learnings that I have taken from your sessions and many other sessions is what I see is gratitude matters more when you compliment the achievements of others and you also want to achieve. So it resonates with that path is what I understand. So your take, am I right in saying that?
Prem Kumarji, gratitude is practiced like affirmations, or maybe because people are telling that's the reason I'm doing gratitude. But
Mhm.
when you are broken from inside,
Okay,
when you are when you are looking at the evidence that the life is showing you, and when you see that things are not happening the way you wanted, how can you practice gratitude?
what I've learned, Preeti ji, is see, no, today's situation is not going to be there forever. So this situation will change eventually. You'll have to practice something and see the good in what is happening rather than saying what is happening bad. So that's where I've learned few things is that yes, today I may be struggling, but tomorrow is a better day. What I've seen is in few cases is I'll take an example is there was one guy who was excellent in his work and he was very healthy and all these things. I lost that guy because we had a discussion and we could not talk on something and we did not agree on something. A few days back, I didn't speak to him. But today, if I want to speak to him, also I cannot speak to him because he's not there. So I regret that saying that, see, that day was a situation that we had a disagreement. That disagreement should not have gone to a stage where we separated each other. So I may be struggling or he may be struggling. But that was one transaction, is what I've learned. And that transaction should be treated as a transaction. That's where I said when somebody is in broken stage also you should pray that yeah, you are doing good, so take good from him and say that I'll also grow with you. That's the statement that I wanted to emphasize. So that's where I came in, Preeti.
Yeah, but may I tell you a beautiful way of practicing gratitude with
Yeah.
your somatic resonance when you
Yes.
are feeling broken?
Hmm.
Now think about it. Your head is overthinking when you are broken, or when things are not happening the way you want them to happen, right? Your eyes are feeling tearful. Your ears are willing to listen to something very, very amazing.
Yeah.
Your mouth wants to say something, but you're choking from inside. The throat is not letting things come out of your body. Can you see the body parts who are struggling right now because you are broken?
True.
There is a
Yeah.
beautiful gratitude practice that you can do here to create the somatic resonance by telling your head, look, dear head, you're
Hmm.
doing so amazing work for me. I'm so, so, so grateful to you.
Okay.
Just tell your eyes, dear eyes, you've been so, so, so amazing that you can see all those things which I don't want to see. Still, you are doing that thing for me. I really acknowledge your work and I'm so grateful to you. Now, when you are doing that with all your organs who are playing a role on your behalf, and you're just acknowledging them, there will be a beautiful somatic resonance which will manifest into greater results for you. And for you, this is for you specifically, Prem Kumarji, because you lost your friend. Please write a letter
Hmm.
from him to yourself.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, coming to our next point, see, as you were saying, there are so many things that are happening, and today's environment is stressful, and it is more of burnout. And same thing happens to the CXOs also. If you had just 60 seconds with a burnout CEO in the airport, what would you ask him to do? Asking them to do at right then, madam. Any pointers that you now, I, as you said, you should write a letter from him to me. Is there anything that you can tell a CXO who is already in the burnt out situation?
Yeah. If in case, let's say he's into a situation where he is unable to speak even. Okay. So I'll just ask him to please close your eyes and pay attention to that body part which is feeling that burnt out the most in the body. Because there has to be one body part which is not feeling fulfilled.
Hmm.
And that is the reason when we feel part filled, one of the body part is protecting us. And then I'll ask him, what is the emotion that the part is feeling? And if he can address that emotion, that's it. That's the whole idea. Once you get aware of the problem, solution can be easy. So he just has to address the problem there and then. That's it.
Rather than overthinking and seeing, what you're saying is think of that part which is stressed out or burnt out and talk to it in such a way or calm it in such a way that it listens to you in a way that it calms down and you don't overthink. Am I right in saying that?
Just acknowledge that emotion that it is
Yeah.
feeling. The feeling, just observe that feeling for 1 minute, maybe. The
Hmm.
emotion will go away.
Okay.
So that's the law of, observer's principle.
Hmm.
And that's again the law of quantum physics, principle of quantum physics. So when somebody observes us, we change our behavior. So the
Hmm.
emotion is also going to change the behavior as we start observing that emotion. The wave will change its behavior and become a particle. And it is easy to
Hmm.
catch a rabbit who's static than a rabbit who's moving.
Right. Now you've been speaking about manifestation and all these things. How do you define manifestation in a way that makes sense to a board level leader responding with or responsible for strategy, risk, and results? So he has to look at manifesting and also look at talking about how the team behaves and all these things. So your take on it.
So, manifestation is nothing but you have placed the order in the universe, and that order is going to be completed on time. That's it. So, if in case we are talking to the CEO who is, setting the targets for his employees, let's say, okay, now he knows that this is the target, and the employees also know that this is the target, and they start, brainstorming in such a manner that there is a backward thinking rather than forward thinking. There is a backward thinking, thinking about the order, thinking about the target first. Let's say the target is to, maybe selling 1,000 units. Okay, now you know that this is the target, that I have to sell 1,000 units. So I have to divide my, sales team into such a manner so that some units are sold by one team, another, some units are sold by the another team, and just like that. So you're doing that backward thinking on the basis of the target that you know, that is certain in your mind. Manifestation happens exactly in this similar manner, that you know the target, you know the goal, you're certain about that goal, so much so that you start doing backward thinking rather than doing a forward thinking. Because when you're doing the forward thinking, for example, if you have to climb a mountain, and if you start climbing, uh, you know when you start climbing, you feel that the air pressure is going against you. But let's say in your mind you have already reached the peak, you have already achieved that target in your mind, then you will never feel that air pressure because you're already there. So that's the certainty of emotions that your body feels, that manifests. So if you're certain about this thing, that I am doing this and I'm definitely going to achieve this thing, you will definitely achieve it. But if in case there is some doubt, if in case you feel that this is not possible, then you're not going to manifest that because the certainty is not there. So, manifestation is all about how certain you are in terms of your beliefs. Say, for example, I'll give you an unconscious dialogue that the body speaks. I should be doing this, I should have done that
Yeah.
to achieve this, right? So the unconscious dialogue, the body is deriving something out of this dialogue, and the body is deriving the belief that I'm not good enough. Because when you're saying I should be doing more, that means the body is feeling you're not good enough. Because you're not good enough, you're not achieving your targets.
Hmm. I get it.
Similarly, let's say if in case somebody feels that a particular expense or investment is a wasteful expense, let's say, so that means that the body is now thinking, because this expense is a waste for this person, I don't want to attract wealth, and the body will not attract wealth.
You are certain, what you're saying is, if you are certain and you believe strongly, and if there's a doubt and you realign that doubt to confidence, is what I think the manifestation will start, rather than saying something and feeling scared inside. Again, whether it will happen or not is one thing that you should not be doing. Confidently approach it, you will go to a stage and it will get manifested, is what you're saying, right? So
Absolutely.
there is, as you rightly said, there is lot of overthinking that is happening in the brain, and people always think, how will I do, I don't know the path, I don't know what is happening, I don't see it happening. Today's structure, it shows I cannot do it in next 5 years. These are the pointers which every person talks to himself, right? So how is manifestation different from wishful thinking, especially when you work with leaders who manage budgets, teams, and stakeholders? They look at something which is fixed, and they say, if this does not work, this is what will happen, if this works, this is what will happen. So they have a relatable pointer where he's saying, if this works only, this will work, if this works only, this will work. So they have a dependency criteria which is set. Now how do you think manifestation differs from that wishful thinking?
I'll just give you a simple, very, very simple formula or framework. ASK, ask. And ask stands for, A stands for attend, S stands for show, and K stands for no.
Okay.
First, attend that resistance. Second, show your body that you have released that resistance by taking the action steps, and know the outcome that is mine. And
Okay.
you have to know the outcome before you start attending the resistance. So that's what manifestation is. You are very, very certain the somatic resonance is there. You know that it is yours. So it is not wishful thinking, because wishful thinking will not even attend the blocks. It will not act. It will not show to the body that you are upgrading your identity. It is very, very important to show your body that somatic resonance that you create by acting on small, small things which you generally ignore.
I think I'll take my example, because if you really look at, we are at 334 episodes today. I've told this in our previous podcast or earlier also. When I started podcast, I didn't know how to start, and Vijay was the person who helped us bring this podcast, and that setup started out like that. Now, at that time, I always used to say it will not work. I don't know how to do it, and few of our discussions where we said is, you think, you tell, you understand, and then things will fall into your place. And today we are on the 334th episode, saying that we are able to do podcasts, and podcasts are reachable today to most of us, and thanks to the speakers who have supported with all the effort and time that they could do for us on 334 episodes. And now, coming to that point, can you walk us through one manifestation story where a leader upgraded both their life and leadership outcomes? Because once you manifest, both life and the leadership things or their career should be coming to an outcome. So your take on it, TG?
Yeah. So there is a leading warehouse company. Okay, and this person, he's in the LinkedIn, Satya Swarupji. If you want, you can visit his LinkedIn profile also, and you can ask him about me. So he approached me because he wanted a bigger warehouse. Okay, but he was wondering how will he be able to pay the rent for the bigger warehouse. So we did the process. We created the somatic resonance, and within one day, within one day, he got the answers and he could manifest that bigger warehouse because the rent problem was solved there and then within one day. So things can magically happen because you have just placed your order in the universe, and in the restaurant, when you are placing the order, you're certain that that order is going to come to you. And that's what happens when you are manifesting. You're just creating that thing in the universe. How is it happening? From where things will come? You have no idea. You are not putting in more efforts to bring that, but you are becoming effortless in bringing that. That's the whole story.
Anything built is built on silence rather than noise. So I think that's one important point that I should take away, saying that if you really look at, you manifest and focus and don't doubt your decisions, is what I see what you are saying in this discussion, where I see manifestation isn't about magic; it's a science of what your body believes you are worth of. So I think that's what we are talking about. Now, coming to our next point, how does the body-led approach translate into measurable growth? In again, we talk about leadership, right? So we are talking about in terms of revenue, performance, and career outcomes. Any your take on it?
See, manifestation happens not only in silence, but in relaxed mode. You need to be very normal about the outcome. You need to be very, familiar about the outcome. It is very, very important. When you are telling us that, this podcast has reached to this extent, it is because you showed up every time. You didn't miss that consistency, which is very, very important to create the somatic resonance, because your body knows, come what may, I have to be here. Okay, and because of that certainty, when you get into that thing, you become more calmer, you become more relaxed. And when you are relaxed, whatever you want to manifest, it manifests, whether it is visibility. If you want to become famous, let's say, and your body was not ready to be visible initially, and you upgrade your identity to be visible, which is very simple to do. I mean, anybody who wants to do, he can come to me, approach, and definitely I'm going to give you the results within 5 sessions. Now, just think about it, that when we are talking about this resonance, emotional recalibration of your body, when we are talking about this, you're moving towards the next vibration. So you are manifesting the destiny and the position of that vibration. Okay, so when you ask, when you think about something, when you think about accomplishing something, at that point in time, your body might not be vibrating in those emotions which are necessary when you receive that thing. So there is a difference between asking and receiving. And there's a beautiful quote in manifestation which says, you don't receive when you ask, you receive when you're ready. So all those results which you're talking about, they will definitely come in terms of you will be more calmer, you will be more relaxed, and your decisions will be based on your, that intuitive power, your certainty of belief that this is yours, come what may.
Got it, Preeti ji. I think it is more what you rightly said is when you ask, you don't get it, and but you are ready. I think Louis Hay says somewhere is on the study side, the teacher will appear when the student is ready. So I think that's the same pointer that we are talking about. If you want to learn something, I think you manifest saying that I'll have to learn, you'll find something to learn. So that's the point that looking when you look at leaders who have coached, what concentrate shifts how they show up in their work life, decisions, relations, and creativity. How do you look at this pointer?
Can you please say that question again?
When you look at leaders who have been coached, right, what concentrated shifts
Okay. Okay.
to
Got
show
it.
up in their life, decisions, relationships, creativity, right? So
Yeah.
these
So
are the
number one, they are more calmer. They are more relaxed. Their work-life balance, they can maintain that. And they are becoming effortless in whatever they are doing. They are not doing more efforts to bring that thing. Because this is something like, let me give you this metaphor of a river. Okay. So when the river is calm, and when you throw one stone, one pebble into it, there is a ripple effect. And you can see that ripple effect is visible there. So when the river is calm, even a small pebble can create the ripple effect. But now think about a thunderous river. Now throw a stone into that river. You will
correct.
not see any effect.
Yeah.
And that's what we do when we talk about leaders. When they are calmer, their bodies, they are calm rivers. And when they are putting in a little effort, they can see greater results. But when they are not calm, when they are overthinking, when they are confused, when there is no clarity, at that point in time, even large amount of efforts will not show the results.
Got it, madam. Now, what we are talking about, bringing your body alignment to the life that you want to live, right? So that's the point that we are talking. What are three simple body first rituals that even the busiest CEOs or CXOs can adopt without breaking their schedule?
Movement, very, very important. Very, very important, because if you are lethargic, the body is going to feel lethargic. Movement in terms of, either you set an exercise routine because the body feels that you are attending all the body parts together. Okay, it's not about that, okay, I am going to the gym only because I want to look good or feel good. It's basically all your body parts feel that you are attending them. That is more important. So this attention to all the body parts is very, very important, because you also like attention. Anybody likes attention. All the body parts, when they are feeling that attention, they will start creating things for you the way you want. Even when things are going wrong, if you adhere to this one thing of moving your body, then definitely things will fall into place. First thing. Second thing is feeling grateful, acknowledging your body parts. When you are, before sleeping, just do this thing. Tell all your body parts, you are doing amazing things for me. I truly acknowledge your role in my life. Thank you so much. And tell that to the heart specifically, that beautiful organ, that will decrease the heart attacks in our world, because that heart is feeling pain. That heart is feeling that, you know because of your overthinking, because of your stress, it has to pump hard. Now just tell your heart once, dear heart, you're doing amazing things. 24/7 you're working. Your role is so difficult. Still you are doing that. Just acknowledge it. Feel grateful to your body parts. That is second thing. And third thing, very, very important. Love your body. Take care of your body.
What you are saying is, you will have to take care of yourself for it to take care of you, right? So I think
Absolutely.
that's the point that we are saying, whether we unconscious. I was telling somewhere, we always we I heard this somewhere. And what is one thing we neglect, without which we cannot live, is what I used to ask. So people would say, food, water, all these things. So I used to ask this question. What's your take on that, Preeti ji?
Of
What is one?
course, body.
So when I spoke to them, I got a different answer. That was, we take our breath very lightly. Even if you hold it for 5 minutes, we are not there. So one thing that keeps us without even knowing is that we breathe. If our breath stops for 5 minutes, that's that's the end. We are not there. So
You're absolutely
we
right, but if
almost
there is no body, how will you breathe?
correct. Now, this is a statement that I learned from a few people, and we never give concentration. What you said, right? Now, body parts ke liye bhi you need to breathe properly. Give them the
Absolutely.
right oxygen. Give them the right. This one you rightly said right now, saying that you should thank your heart, your mind, your body parts, so that they do your stomach digests food and gives energy to all the body parts. That's how
True.
it feels. So I was telling this. I don't know how much what
No,
you
you are
said is right.
absolutely right. When you are talking about conscious breathing, that is very important because when we are doing diaphragmatic breathing, we are activating the vagus nerve inside.
Mm,
And that vagus nerve is the parasympathetic nervous system, which is helping us to calm down.
okay.
Okay, because otherwise what happens is because we are short, we generally breathe very short
Short
breaths.
breaths.
Okay, and because of those short breaths, the stress is taking place because that is the sympathetic nervous system which is activated. So when we are doing that deep breathing, then because when I talk about movement, breathing is part of that movement itself. Okay, so conscious breathing is part of the movement. Okay, when you're moving, you have to breathe deeply, rhythmically.
Got it, Preeti. One last question that we have as we are on top of the hour. If a leader can commit only to one body ritual in 30 days, which one should you choose and why?
Movement is the first.
Okay. So
And I
you are
would say
saying,
attend your body, acknowledge your body, and love your body.
okay, wonderful. I'll summarize on what we did in the last 40 45 minutes. I've taken few pointers. I'll just note it down. I'll bring it up. Give me a second. Preeti. So what we are saying is, when leaders let their body lead first, strategy becomes clearer, decisions become calmer, and growth becomes more sustainable. Is what you said, that in as many pointers that you wanted to say, you will have to take care of your body. So that's the first point. Manifestation reframed for CXOs is alignment of body, belief, and behavior, not wishful thinking. That also you said, when you said thinking is one thing, overthinking is another point. So that's the tiny consistent body rituals, like you said, action, take care of your body, respect it, and so those are rituals that you should not leave. So body rituals create proportionate impact on the presence, performance, and personal joy is what we wanted to say. A body led leader just transforms their own life. They set standards for healthier, braver culture and around them. So that's what I would like to summarize on what we have done over the last 45 50 minutes of our discussion. Time flew because we are in a conversation rather than one-on-one question kind of a thing, and I'm grateful to have you here. Any last pointers before I close the podcast, Preeti ji?
Sure. So right now I'm not having that Bisleri
Okay.
bottle with me, but if you have seen that small Bisleri bottle, think your body like a Bisleri bottle, and if there is water in that bottle, you can give water to people. But if there is something else in that bottle,
Okay.
you will pour that in somebody's life. So that's what we have to do. Hurt people, hurt people. Irritated people will irritate people. Frustrated people will frustrate more people. So, whatever you will fill inside your bodies, you're going to pour that in others. So, that's the reason. Just take care of your body, fill your body with love and
Okay.
joy, and you will be able to fill the world with love and joy. And creativity happens only when you're practicing love and joy every day.
Thank you, G, so much. Thank you for that. With that, if you are a leader listening to this, your body has already been telling that you are not what your calendar refuses to admit. But when you are aligned, you are m- more depleted, and when you are upgraded, is is a long overdue, is what I would say. The real question is not whether you have the tools, but whether you have given yourself a permission to live and lead a life that is having a different state, is what I would like to say. Thank you, Preeti ji. It's been great to have you on our podcast, and thank you, audience, for joining us today.